I caught the eye of a billionaire who wanted me to marry his son. His goal was for me to reform his spoiled, good-for-nothing son who changed girlfriends like clothes. He asked me if I could handle such a heavy responsibility. How ridiculous. From today onward, if that good-for-nothing dares to flirt with any girl, I swear I'll break his legs. I was out with my best friend, eating barbecue at a street stall. She scrolled through her phone, clicking her tongue in disdain, then shoved the screen right into my face. Look, look, the nation's young master has a new girlfriend again. I glanced at the screen. It was news about Chen, the son of the country's richest man. Just looking at the photos, he was even more handsome than a superstar, with an undeniable aura that made anyone exclaim, "Young master." The problem was, this guy was a true prodigal son. He changed a dozen girlfriends a month, all wealthy and beautiful. He never refused anyone who came his way, and when he broke up, he generously gave them a huge breakup fee. Who cares if he changes girlfriends? I couldn't be bothered. I chugged another glass of wine, my head starting to spin. My friend nudged my shoulder, winking teasingly. "Hey, what would you do if he were your husband?" What would I do? Hearing that, I sobered up instantly. If I were the wife of that stupid, wasteful Chen, and he dared to go out looking for other girls, I'd break his legs right then and there. And he even dabbles in stocks, losing money on every code he buys. If I were his wife, I'd manage his finances tightly. If he dared to mess around with my money, I wouldn't be human if I didn't deal with him properly. Look at those dark circles under his eyes. How many kidneys does he have to sustain that lavish lifestyle? As I spoke passionately, my friend's eyes widened, looking at me with utter horror. She blinked rapidly as if having a seizure. I let out a loud snort. "Are your eyes twitching?" "Oh, right, and his father is really stupid too. He has only one son and doesn't know how to raise him, letting him turn out like this. If I were his mother, I'd give him a slap that would leave a handprint and then make another baby quickly." The more I spoke, the more excited I got, almost losing control of my mouth. Suddenly, someone tapped me lightly on the shoulder from behind. "I think what you said makes a lot of sense. Would you be willing to help me educate him?" "Who's there?" I narrowed my eyes and turned my head. Crash! The wine bottle in my hand fell to the ground, shattering into pieces. Standing behind me was a middle-aged man in a white shirt with sharp eyes and a commanding presence, and he looked incredibly familiar. "Mr. Chen, Alexander Chen, the richest billionaire in China." Someone tell me why the richest man in the country is eating at a street food stall like this. My best friend had already covered her face and slipped away ages ago. "Don't be afraid," Mr. Chen said sternly. "I think everything you said is very true. How about this? Would you like to be his?" My eyes lit up. His mother. Mr. Chen's face darkened. His wife. Mr. Chen took me to the legendary mansion in the Mu-Shen Yipin district. I had never seen a house so big in my life. The floor tiles alone were rumored to cost over 300,000 yuan per square meter. I sat on the sofa, Mr. Chen across from me. A moment later, the villa door opened. A man in a black Gucci t-shirt walked in, leading a dog on a leash. It was Mr. Chen's son, Alex Chen. Seeing us, he froze. "Dad, why are you here? What is this?" Mr. Chen's face darkened, pointing at the leash. "Your dog, isn't it? What's new?" "Huh, where's my dog?" Alex frantically turned around, looking for his dog. Less than 2 minutes later, a huge, clumsy husky ambled in. Alex tossed the leash aside, his face dark, and pointed at me, looking at his father. "Dad, you dare to openly bring someone here?" Mr. Chen's face grew even darker. "Your mother is still alive and well." "Ahem," I cleared my throat, thinking I should intervene. I considered for a moment, then said, "Alex Chen, isn't it? Come here, kneel down, I have something to say." Alex's eyes almost popped out. "What is this?" He gritted his teeth, looking at Mr. Chen. Mr. Chen calmly replied, "Go on, get acquainted. This is the wife I found for you. Remember to listen to her from now on." Hearing that, Alex looked stunned. "Her?" He looked at me with disdain from head to toe. "She looks so country bumpkin, and you're telling me to listen to her. Dream on." Mr. Chen didn't bother with his son. He handed me a bank card. "This is her card. From now on, all his money will be transferred directly to your card." What? Alex was dumbfounded. Mr. Chen calmly narrowed his eyes at his son. From now on, all your money must be in your wife's hands, including your cars. The houses under your name, I've transferred them all to her. Understand? Alex flew into a rage. On what basis? Even my money is in your mother's hands. You tell me, on what basis? Mr. Chen's face hardened. Stop talking nonsense. Don't make me come in there. I blissfully hugged the heavy gold card in my hand. Was this the weight of money? From now on, this useless son is in your hands. Manage him tightly. And as for the money, you can spend it however you like. With that, ignoring Alex's fierce protests, Mr. Chen turned and walked away. Before he left, he even signaled to me, "Don't worry, just hit him as much as you want. What you said makes a lot of sense. If you accidentally beat him to death, I can always cultivate a new account. There's still time." Slam, the door slammed shut. This father-son bond did exist, but not much. What did it feel like to become a millionaire overnight? I held the gold card, so excited that I immediately texted my best friend. "I'm rich," she replied instantly. "If you're kidnapped, wink as a signal." If I were really kidnapped, you wouldn't even see me wink, so what's the use? After I explained everything, my friend just sent one word. "Awesome," followed by a comment. "I'm starting to feel sorry for Alex Chen. With you educating him, tusk, his unfortunate childhood will surely be fully compensated by you in one go." I couldn't be bothered. I'm such a gentle person, you know. "Hey, you," a discontented voice echoed from behind. I turned my head. Oh my God. Alex Chen was wrapped in just a towel from the waist down, his 8-pack abs faintly visible. He flashed a meaningful smile at me. Miss Pretty, isn't it?" "Pretty," I honestly replied, then added, "My name is Anna Zhao." He really was beautiful, breathtakingly beautiful. "Sister Anna Zhao?" Alex came closer. The fresh scent of orange and lemon shower gel wafted into my nose. He leaned his face close to mine. Oh no, I was about to get a nosebleed. "Can you give me some money, sister?" Hearing this, I instantly sobered up. I clutched the gold card tightly and spat out one word. "Scram." He might be handsome, but he was definitely not as handsome as the yuan. Trying to seduce me with his looks, you've got the wrong person. This madam has been selling fish at the supermarket for 10 years. My heart is colder than the snow on the desert. Unless you give me money, there's nothing to discuss. Alex's face was as dark as soot. Damn it, don't refuse a toast to drink a forfeit. That's my money. Scram, I remained loyal to my principles. Damn it, Alex cursed, his face red with anger. If you were a man, I would have punched you a few times already. I proudly held my head high. If I were a man, I wouldn't be your wife either. Scram. This time, it was his turn to say it. The next morning, I woke up with dark panda eyes from a sleepless night due to overexcitement. There was a knock on the villa door. I yawned as I opened it. Outside stood a man in a polite black suit. "Ms. Zhao." "I'm Daniel, Chairman Chen's secretary. These are the young master's car keys and villa keys. The chairman asked me to bring them to you." Before I could react, Daniel handed me a handbag emblazoned with "Balance exceeds 100 million yuan commemorative edition." Inside, it was filled with all kinds of keys, big and small. I almost dropped it because it was so heavy. Mission accomplished, Daniel left with great flair. I carried the heavy bag and took the elevator down to the underground parking garage, pressing the switch by the door. The ceiling lights gradually illuminated the space, and right after that, the handbag in my hand slipped and fell to the floor. A vast parking lot, like an amusement park, appeared, with countless luxury cars of all models lined up below. There were no Mercedes or BMWs in sight, only high-end brands like Porsche 911s and up, interspersed with Ferraris, Rolls-Royces, McLarens, and Maseratis. I was completely stunned. Was this the fortune of a rich young master? It turned out I had offended a powerful person yesterday. I carried the heavy bunch of keys back to my room, casually locking them away in my private room. Next, I prepared a lavish breakfast for myself. Not long after, Alex Chen rubbed his eyes and walked down the stairs. As soon as he saw me, his face darkened and he uttered gruffly, "Damn it, why haven't you left yet?" I smiled gently, lightly shaking the Mu Shen Yapin villa key in my hand. "I'm afraid this is my home now." "Damn it," Alex cursed under his breath, quickly grabbed his jacket from the sofa and said, "If you want to stay here, stay. I'll just leave." "Where are you going?" I stopped him, declaring, "I'm your wife. You must report all your movements to me." "I'm going to Bar Huang Keo. Don't you dare follow me." With that, Alex turned and walked straight out. As soon as he reached the door, he reached into his pants pocket and yelled, "Where are my car keys?" "They're probably with me." I burst out laughing, relishing the moment. Alex glared at me, sparks flying, then angrily set off on foot. I went into my room, casually picked a key, went down to the basement, randomly chose a McLaren, and drove straight to Huang Keo. "You little brat, if I don't get you on the right track today, then you're truly stubborn." Before arriving at Huang Keo, I stopped by the largest shopping mall in the province to buy some clothes. I admired myself in the mirror for a moment. I have to admit, I really am beautiful. With just a little makeup and a dress, I exuded the aura of a wealthy young lady. Why shouldn't I? All of Alex Chen's assets were now in my hands to dispose of as I pleased. By the time I arrived at Huang Keo, more than an hour had passed. Alex must have already started his party. Now it was time for my grand entrance. "Welcome, madam. Who are you looking for?" Seeing me, the waitstaff greeted me warmly. I replied with a polite smile. "I want to see Alex Chen. Could you please lead the way?" "Yes, of course, this way, please." The staff led me upstairs, directly to VIP room 1603. As I reached the door, I clearly heard the noisy voice of that brat from inside. "Damn it, I don't know why my old man is having a crazy fit, insisting on finding some country bumpkin to be my wife. It's infuriating, and he gave all my money to her. Is he losing his mind? I've barely even met that girl a few times." Truly a filial son, but this filial piety had a strong feudal flavor. A coquettish female voice chimed in. "Brother Alex, don't be angry anymore. Chairman Chen must have just been temporarily tricked by her. Don't worry, we'll always support you." Alex replied, "Only Lily is good to me." Good my foot? I couldn't take it anymore. I kicked open the VIP room door and stormed in furiously. The chattering inside instantly ceased. On the sofa opposite the door sat Alex Chen, with a frail-looking girl clinging to him. Around them were 5 or 6 men, probably his wild party friends. "What are you doing here?" Alex saw me, a fleeting look of surprise in his eyes, then he raised his chin with disdain. "Brother Alex, who is this?" The girl glanced at me, then clutched Alex's arm. She looked so fierce. I chuckled. What a strong scent of peach oolong tea and lemongrass. I calmly replied, "I'm his mother." Just as everyone was still bewildered and trying to understand, I strode forward, grabbed the fruit plate on the table, and wham! Slammed it straight into Alex Chen's face. Alex was stunned. He angrily roared, "How dare you?" Before he could finish, I stomped one foot onto the table, grabbed his collar, then executed a dangerous over-the-shoulder throw. Thud! Alex was sent sprawling to the ground. This madam has been learning Sanda and Muay Thai since I was 10, and I've been national champion for 14 consecutive years. Dealing with a weak, wasteful brat like you is easier than eating candy. The entire room was in an uproar, especially the green tea bitch clinging to Alex. Witnessing this scene, she was so scared she gulped repeatedly and trembled. "Ah, damn it!" Alex groaned in pain, trying to get up. I calmly sat right on his back. He propped himself up on his elbows, temporarily unable to lift his head. I calmly lit a cigarette and smiled faintly. "Hello everyone, I'm Anna Zhao, Alex Chen's wife. Unfortunately, my family is strict with my husband. Sorry to make you all laugh today." His group of friends hesitated, looking at each other warily, no longer as carefree and arrogant as before. "Ah, sister-in-law, you're truly impressive. That's right, we admire you greatly." I nodded, took a drag from my cigarette, then glanced at the trembling, green tea girl. She flinched at my gaze. "Little sister," I said softly, "I'm his wife, I'm sure you know that, right?" Yes, I know." The green tea girl huddled up. "You know, and you still dare to cling to him like a leech? Do you think I'm a vegetarian?" Startled by my shout, the green tea girl cried out in fear. I shook my head in exasperation. Tusk, this generation of green tea is too weak. Their mental fortitude is unbelievably fragile. I'll let you off this time." I extinguished my cigarette and stood up. Alex, who was under my butt, fell face first to the ground. Next time I catch you secretly with him, I'll break your legs." "The green tea," girl nodded furiously, still crying. "What are you staring at? Get up and go home." I grabbed Alex by the collar, pulled him up like a chicken, then smiled apologetically at everyone around. "We're leaving now. See you another time." Alex yelled, "Help me, guys." The group of friends looked serious, silent as spilled rice. "Goodbye, sister-in-law. Come visit again, sister-in-law." Not a single person dared to speak up to save their friend. "Just try to jump in, I'll take all of you on. Damn it, I wasted food and rice on you guys," Alex roared furiously. I gave him a slap that must have left a handprint. "Shut your mouth." Back at the villa, I directly dragged Alex into the living room. I leisurely leaned back on the sofa, while Alex had to squat in the corner. "Did you have fun today?" I asked, my eyes twinkling. "No, not fun," Alex whimpered. I sighed, patting his shoulder, making him jump. "Alex, we're husband and wife now. At least we're in a dating relationship, right? There are some things I really don't want to resort to physical force for. As you can see, I'm a very gentle person. I never hit people unless they provoke me to a certain extent. Don't you agree?" Alex looked aggrieved but didn't dare to speak, only nodding glumly. I smiled contentedly and said, "You see, you have me here, and you're still going after other girls outside. Doesn't this deserve a punishment?" Although my relationship with Alex was purely contractual, I still took responsibility for reforming him, and I couldn't tolerate any minor wrongdoing. Once we were together, there was no thinking about other people. If it happened again, I would deal with it firmly. Men needed to be taught. Without a stick, they wouldn't learn. Alex was about to argue, but I narrowed my eyes at him, scaring him into nodding frantically. "All right, you admit it deserves punishment. So, what if you go looking for other women next time?" I began to apply psychological control tactics on him. Alex was stunned for a moment, then asked, So you'll hit me again?" "Excellent," I patted his head, full of praise. "Oh, his hair is so soft and smooth, it feels just like stroking a dog's fur. Next time, remember, don't let this happen again. Every time you're alone with another girl, I'll be very sad, okay?" Alex nodded slightly in agreement. I smiled inwardly. This rich boy was not only physically weak, but his IQ also seemed inversely proportional to his handsome appearance. No wonder he lost money in every business venture. "Good, come here and sign this agreement." I pulled a contract out of my bag and handed it to him. He glanced over it, then asked bewildered, "What is this?" "3 clauses," I said, crossing my legs. "From this moment on, if you dare to violate any of these clauses, your allowance will be completely cut, and you'll suffer another painful beating." Alex jumped up as if startled, completely shedding his earlier shyness. He glared at me threateningly. "Anna Zhao, you're exploiting me. You're truly a vicious person. Today, I'm going to break my rule about not hitting women to show you what domestic violence feels like." "Ho ho," I scoffed. "Can you even do it, you fake muscle man?" "Damn it," Alex's face darkened. He rolled up his sleeves and charged straight at me. I delivered a kick that sent him flying backward. "Ah," Alex clutched his stomach, falling to the ground about 4 or 5 meters away from me. You dared to hit me for real." "So what?" I retorted. "You deliberately charged at me while I'm just a fragile girl." "Fragile my foot," Alex scrambled up, pulling up his shirt. A bruise had already appeared on his 8-pack abs. That was the mark from my kick. This counts as legitimate self-defense." I cleared my throat lightly. "You insisted on showing off in front of someone more skilled. Who's to blame?" Alex clenched his teeth, asking angrily, "Tell me, what do you do for a living?" "Can't you tell? I'm your future wife. Perhaps after we get married, I'll be a stay-at-home wife." I replied mockingly. Noticing Alex was still looking at me with annoyance, I waved my hand. All right, I'm a Sanda coach, working for the national team." "That's incredible," Alex blurted out, then looked at me with an incredibly puzzled expression. He had to restrain himself for a long time before he finally managed to say, "My father must be some kind of immortal to have found you for me." I replied modestly, "Oh, come on, keep your voice down." That evening, after showering, Alex climbed into bed and waited for me to apply the medicine. I held the massage oil. Every time I applied it, he would cry out in pain. Can you stay silent? I lost all patience. Alex grumbled. Damn it, I've been hit twice by you already. What's so strange about making a few noises? All right, all right. I glanced at him annoyingly. This guy indeed had a well-proportioned physique and a very handsome face. He had a good body, good looks, or rather, charm. Aside from being a bit foolish, there was nothing to complain about. What kind of woman like you would anyone dare to marry in the future? After applying the medicine, Alex pouted mockingly. Truly terrifyingly fierce, just like a tigress. Don't worry, I reassured him. I'll try my best to marry you. Get out, he shrieked in terror. Over the past 2 days, Alex had become much more obedient. All day long, he just glared at me, not asking to go anywhere. However, his sitting still like that made me feel incredibly restless and uncomfortable. Having not used my hands and feet on anyone for a few days, my body felt unusually irritable. So, I dragged him to go shopping with me. I'm not going, absolutely not going anywhere. Alex hugged the blanket tightly, showing an attitude of rather dying than submitting. I glared at him. Are you going or not? If not, I'll hit you. On what grounds? I didn't do anything wrong, Alex protested. HMPH, truly childish. I took out the contract and quickly added a new clause. If Anna Zhao has any request, Alex Chen is obligated to accompany her, otherwise he will be punished. Alex yelled, Are you playing jungle law? Have you no shame? I'm warning you, Anna Zhao, I have my pride too. I narrowed my eyes and raised my hand. Instantly, Alex sprang up like a coiled spring, standing perfectly straight. He urged me, Let's go, aren't we going shopping? I do have pride, but not much. The shopping mall parking lot was on the second basement level. Alex and I had just parked the car and hadn't walked far when a 16-seater van sped towards us from behind, almost hitting me. Alex immediately flew into a rage. Are your eyes under your butt? A piercing screech of brakes echoed, the van stopped, and 7 or 8 burly men got out. Holy crap, how can that beat-up car fit so many people? Alex was dumbfounded, then he immediately shut up and grabbed my sleeve. We're done for run. I'm not running. Alex also didn't run. I'm not running because I'm not scared. Alex didn't run because he couldn't escape. Before I could react, the muscular men grabbed Alex by the armpits, lifted him up, and tossed him into the van. Damn it, help me! They completely ignored me, jumped into the van, and sped off. I stood looking at the empty space beside me, lost in thought. Was this the legendary kidnapping? Why was I filled with such an inexplicable sense of excitement and thrill? But wait a minute. I suddenly realized something was wrong and chased after them. Are you all blind? You missed someone. You can't see a living person standing right here. Why didn't you kidnap me too? Come back and pick me up. Unexpectedly, yet not surprisingly, I also found myself comfortably seated in that beat-up 16-seater van. HMPH, you really can't judge a book by its cover. Such a tiny car, yet it holds so many people. Add the 2 of us, and it's enough for a werewolf game, an upgraded version at that. Alex sat beside me, his face grim but with a hint of emotion. Are you crazy? Why didn't you call the police and just rushed in here? What do you know, you six-pack moron? Stop blabbering. I glared at him, sparks flying. Ha ha ha, one of the kidnappers sitting next to us couldn't help but laugh. This is the first time I've seen someone so eager to be kidnapped. Which mental hospital did you escape from? Before I could say anything, the leader, who seemed to be the boss, knocked the guy on the head. What are you laughing at? What the hell are you laughing at? Kidnapping is serious business, be serious. Yes, sir. The kidnapper clutched his head and fell silent. The laughter successfully shifted to me. The leader glared at me and then kicked me. What are you laughing at? This madam will endure it. Just wait. When I find out who the mastermind is, if I don't break your legs today, then your bones must be really tough. The car windows were completely blacked out. I couldn't see anything outside, nor did I know where I was being taken. The car just drove around for a long time, then stopped. Getting out of the car, the kidnapper yanked me hard, almost causing my head to hit the car frame. All right, that's the second time. They dragged us into an abandoned warehouse, confiscating all our phones. Before I could compose myself, I received another kick to the butt from behind. Damn it! I stumbled and fell onto Alex, making him shriek in agony. Damn it, that's the third time. I gritted my teeth, angrily turning to look at the kidnapper. If you're so good, tell me your name. The man looked blank. I don't change my name when I'm walking, nor my surname when I'm sitting. Victor Wang. Victor Wang, huh? I'll remember your face. I ground my teeth with hatred. The leader walked over and hit Victor Wang on the head. You idiot, you're a kidnapper. Why the hell are you telling her your real name? Oh, right. Victor Wang looked dumbfounded, his face bewildered. Everyone sit still, or I'll use a white knife to stab and a red knife to pull out right now. The leader threatened fiercely. I sat down on the ground, coughed lightly, adopting a superior air. Who sent you all? Do you know who he is? This is the only son of billionaire Alexander Chen. You dare to kidnap him? Do you not want to live anymore? Hearing that, Alex also nodded frantically in agreement. The kidnapper laughed, approaching Alex. The son of a billionaire, huh? Of course, Alex held his head high. Not only do I dare to kidnap him, I dare to hit him too. With that, the man raised his hand and gave Alex a slap that made him see stars. As they prepared to leave, I still clearly heard Alex yell, "If you dare to touch even a single hair on her, I'll destroy all of you when I get out. Damn it, let her go, you bastards." Victor Wang grabbed my arm and roughly pushed me into the dense forest behind the factory. He looked at me with a lewd smile. This little girl looks quite attractive. How about I enjoy myself a bit before you die? All right, I replied with a light smile. What kind of fun do you want to have? Victor Wang was surprised by my casualness. He froze for a moment, then burst out laughing with delight. However, in just a split second, his laughter abruptly ceased. That was because I had unleashed a powerful kick, aimed directly at his crotch. Just as he was about to scream in extreme pain, I quickly picked up a rock from the ground and stuffed it straight into his mouth. MMM. Victor Wang's mouth was now bloody, his teeth scattered everywhere. I casually grabbed a stick and delivered a powerful blow to his head. He immediately passed out, unable to say a word. I added another kick. If you want to kidnap people in your next life, remember not to tie ropes in a butterfly knot like this, you idiots. Those kidnappers thought I was a fool. But in reality, they were only on the ground floor while mistakenly thinking I was in the basement. Little did they know, this madam had already soared to the stratosphere. This kidnapping or hostage game, they couldn't even withstand one of my kicks. Honestly, these guys weren't even worthy of being my drinking partners. I chose a stick that fit perfectly in my hand, then whistled and leisurely walked back towards the factory. As soon as I reached the door, the inside had already erupted into chaos, like a battle had just broken out. Wah, Anna Zhao, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault that you died. I will definitely avenge you. Anna Zhao, that was Alex Chen's voice. Damn it, can you shut up? You're making my ears deaf. If you dare to cry one more time, I'll deal with you immediately, believe it or not. And this was the kidnapper's voice. If you're so good, just kill me. Do you think I'm scared? Alex Chen shrieked in pain. The person I wouldn't even dare to touch a finger, yet you bastards dare to kill her. I curled my lips, scoffing softly. You wouldn't dare? You just weren't strong enough to fight them off. Such smooth talk. I almost believed you completely. Damn it, if I don't make you taste suffering, you'll still. Hearing this, I delivered a powerful kick that sent the factory door flying open. What met my eyes was Alex Chen being pinned down, the leader raising his fist to beat him. The kidnappers heard the noise and turned around, seeing me standing tall at the door. They were terrified. How did you escape? Where's Victor Wang? Alex was as happy as if he'd found gold. Anna Zhao, are you all right? I twirled the stick in my hand. If you're talking about that brain-dead, somewhat idiotic guy, his blood's probably almost all drained by now. You little bitch, you're tired of living? The kidnappers flew into a rage, grabbing their weapons and rushing towards me. I counted roughly 6 of them, no guns. As the saying goes, in martial arts, only speed can't be broken. At 7 steps away, a gun is fast. Within 7 steps, a gun is both fast and accurate. So these guys without guns were harmless. Alex, with a worried expression, yelled, "Run away, don't worry about me." Run my foot, I tapped the stick, a cold smile on my face. I'm sorry, my philosophy in life is, if you don't submit, fight. The world is dazzling, but don't show off if you don't have real strength. It took about 3 minutes. The 6 kidnappers lay sprawled across the factory floor. One had a broken arm, another a twisted rib. The heaviest one probably wouldn't be able to stand up for the rest of his life because I had put all my strength into that blow. I threw the stick, broken in half, to the ground. Alex watched me approach, his eyelids twitching, and he gulped. "You." I glared at him, sparks flying. "What you?" With that, I bent down to untie him. This guy was utterly useless. He couldn't even untie a rope tied in a butterfly knot by himself. He had to wait for me to rescue him. After untying him, I searched the kidnappers' bodies for their phones and called the police. Then, I calmly sat on the ground, quietly waiting for the rescue team to arrive. Alex stealthily shuffled closer to me. "So you're that formidable, huh?" "So what did you think when I beat you up?" I glared at him. "If I had hit you like that, do you think you'd still be alive right now? Even that over-the-shoulder throw at the karaoke bar last time, I had to use my leg as a cushion for you. This fake six-pack guy, a few punches from me and he'd be in heaven." Alex seemed unfazed by the disdain. He moved closer to me, flashing a very charming smile. "How about you teach me martial arts? If I get kidnapped again by any chance, maybe I can escape on my own." I thought for a moment, then replied, "Oh, forget it. You can't even untie a rope tied in a bow." Alex fell completely silent. Had I been too blunt and hurt his pride? After thinking it over, I added, "If you want to learn, you can, but you'll have to pay tuition fees. And once you start, there's no quitting halfway or asking for a refund." "Why do you keep asking me for money?" Alex said indignantly. "You're my wife. Won't all of the Chen family's assets be yours eventually?" I scoffed. "That's not certain, you know. You keep underestimating me. What if one day your father is unhappy and decides to kick me out? Wouldn't I be at a disadvantage then? Who said I underestimated you?" Alex immediately refuted, then he turned his face away. But I still clearly saw his reddened ears. I teased him. "So, you're captivated by my bravery. You've fallen in love with me already, haven't you?" Scram. Not long after, police sirens blared. A large contingent of officers, guns in hand, stormed into the factory with extremely tense expressions. What greeted their eyes was the sight of kidnappers sprawled across the floor like corpses. What happened here? The leading police officer was stunned for a moment, then looked at me. I was about to speak when, Master Anna Zhao. Huh? I was a bit confused. Did this police officer know me? The police officer quickly removed his helmet, revealing a rather handsome face with a radiant, joyful expression. "It's me, I'm Chris Jiang." Chris Jiang? I was startled. Before joining the national team, I had worked as a coach at the police academy for a while. I was responsible for teaching Sanda skills and combat martial arts, so I was reluctantly called a teacher. And Chris Jiang was one of the male students I had taught. He was 3 years younger than me. Back then, he didn't respect me and kept challenging me until I educated him for 3 days straight, then he finally listened. All right. I firmly held his hand and continued walking. "Don't be so jealous without reason. Don't think silly thoughts just because he's younger than me. He's been married for 2 years already. If I hadn't been so busy back then, I would have already given him a wedding gift long ago. This is an undeniable fact." Chris Jiang had a close friend from childhood, and as soon as they graduated, they quickly got married. "I'm not jealous," Alex reluctantly protested, then gently pulled his hand away. Unable to, he just let me hold it. His face was as red as a monkey's bottom, but he still tried to act normal. Back at the villa, Mr. Chen had been waiting for us for over half an hour. Seeing us safe and sound, he breathed a sigh of relief, looking at me with gratitude. "Anna, you've helped us a lot this time." "It's nothing," I replied modestly. "Oh, right, who exactly was behind this kidnapping? Have you found out?" Mr. Chen's face darkened, and he nodded. "It's because I've pampered them too much lately, making them forget my methods. That's why they dared to do something like this for shares." As he said that, I keenly noticed that Mr. Chen's aura had completely changed, becoming full of murderous intent. Of course, not actual killing intent, but a terrifying pressure emanating from him. He was indeed worthy of being a billionaire who had dominated the business world for decades. Throughout our time living together, I had almost mistaken him for just a kind, harmless father. "Dad, why don't you care about me at all?" Alex complained. Mr. Chen immediately glared at him. "Care about what? If it weren't for you, would Anna have been kidnapped? And you, get over here, I have something to say." Alex unwillingly followed Mr. Chen upstairs. Actually, I didn't intend to eavesdrop at first, but I was too curious. Mainly, I wanted to see how Alex would be scolded, so I quietly followed them. Behind the door, Mr. Chen's voice echoed. "Regarding Anna, you've lived together for so long, what do you think?" Alex's voice was a bit soft. "Think what? I'll just follow whatever arrangements you make, Dad." "Get out of here," Mr. Chen cursed. "Why weren't you this obedient before? Tell me the truth, have you fallen for her?" "No way," Alex immediately denied it unconditionally. "All right," Mr. Chen said. "That's great then. I'll find Anna a better boyfriend than you. No one would even want your kind for free." "Ah, no." Even through the door, I could feel Alex's anger. "That's my wife, she's my wife. How can you introduce her to someone else?" "Then tell me the truth. What's wrong with liking someone? I like Anna Zhao, I want to marry her. At most, I'll get a few beatings, right?" A asterisk thud came from inside. I guessed Alex had just taken a kick. Then Mr. Chen's voice rang out again. "Then, why aren't you hurrying up and finding a way to register your marriage? If she finds someone else and kicks you out, I'll break your legs." Truly fatherly love, but not much. I went downstairs. Sitting on the sofa, I couldn't help but chuckle aloud. Footsteps echoed from behind. Immediately after, I was pulled into a warm embrace. "Anna Zhao, when are we going to?" Before Alex could finish, I used an over-the-shoulder throw to take him down. I stammered, sorry. You hugged me from behind, it was a natural reflex." "Oh, it hurts me to death." Alex mumbled something under his breath, then scrambled back up. "How many times have you hit me? I must be completely broken by you now. You have to take responsibility." I nodded decisively. "Take responsibility." "Why did you agree so quickly?" Alex was stunned. I smiled. "Of course, because I like you too." "I'm pregnant." When I came home with the test results, Alex had already cooked a table full of dishes, full of color, aroma, and taste. I hid the report behind my back and joyfully told him, "I have a surprise for you." "Are you going to increase my allowance?" Alex's face lit up with joy, rubbing his hands together in anticipation. "Scram," I glared at him, "you're about to be a father." Alex stared blankly at me, frozen for a long moment before timidly asking, "You said I'm going to be whose father?" I threw the test result directly at his face. "You tell me, whose father?" "Am I really going to be a father?" Alex pinched himself hard, then let out a strange, wolf-like howl, after which he lifted me clean off the ground. "Ah, I'm going to be a father, damn it." I thought he really is an idiot. Lately, Alex had been acting erratically, always disappearing somewhere. It was strange. It wasn't until today when I was playing prenatal music for my baby and warning, "Don't be like your father, okay? That good for nothing. Otherwise, where will you find a wife like your mother to manage you? Oh, right, the song I'm playing is Women Are Tigers." After saying that, I drifted off to sleep. In my drowsy state, I saw Alex pressing his ear to my belly, murmuring logically, "Don't listen to your mother. Definitely don't find a tigress like your mother, okay? Otherwise, you'll end up like your father here, getting beaten 3 times a day, and your allowance won't increase. Is it still too late to kill my husband now?" Seeing me wake up, Alex immediately pretended nothing had happened and pulled out a stack of contracts. "This is everything I've prepared for you." Alex came closer and hugged me, nuzzling my neck coquettishly. "Pregnancy is so hard, this is a gift for you. From now on, you'll be the biggest shareholder in the company." I realized that this idiot had been acting mysteriously all these days to prepare these things for me. Damn it, why do I feel like I love him even more now? 9 months later, when I gave birth, Alex was more flustered than me. He kept trying to rush into the delivery room, almost grabbing the doctor's head and pushing him. He kept pacing back and forth, annoying me. "Can you sit still for a moment?" "Wife," Alex's eyes were red. "Does it hurt a lot? I'll give birth for you next time, okay?" I thought, thanks, but no thanks. The doctor standing by couldn't help but exclaim, "Young people nowadays are truly passionately in love." After the baby was born, Alex stayed by my side, worried for 3 whole days, not even glancing at his son once. No wonder the boy would cry every time he saw him later. Served him right. My son turned 1 year old. His name was Leo Chen, named by Alex. Today was Leo's choosing ceremony, a traditional East Asian custom where a baby picks an object that predicts its future. Alex eagerly prepared many things. I placed Leo on the mat on the ground. The baby crawled and rolled straight towards Alex. Ha ha ha, see? He's truly his father's son. My son definitely loves his dad the most. Alex was incredibly proud. The next second, Leo crawled in front of him, reached out and pulled at his pant leg, then pulled a bank card out of his sock. Alex's proud expression suddenly froze. Then Leo crawled back and placed the bank card in my hand. HMPH, well done, son? I glared coldly at Alex. How audacious, daring to hide a secret stash of money? Alex's face turned ashen. I want to do a DNA test. I don't know if Leo understood that statement, but from then on, he became even less affectionate with him. I even wondered if my son would eventually pull his oxygen tube later. 20 years later, I felt my son had grown up a bit skewed. Not in terms of appearance, he was even more handsome than young Alex. But the problem was, he didn't inherit any of Alex Chen's prodigal son aura from back then. Not only did he drag me to eat at street stalls, but he also dressed exactly like a diligent office worker. I was not reconciled and tried to find a way to remedy it. Son, our family is so wealthy. Although saving money is a good quality, it's really not necessary to be like this. Before Leo could speak, at the table in front, a girl angrily slammed the table. How can there be a rich young master living such a difficult life? Look, the news is breaking again. It says Leo Chen takes the subway to work. How ridiculous. If I were his wife, I would definitely teach him a lesson on how to spend money. Excellent. I immediately walked behind the girl and gently tapped her shoulder. She turned around, and the beer bottle in her hand dropped to the ground with a thud. I smiled gently. My dear, I think you're pretty good. Would you like to be my son's wife? Much later, my son got married. Watching the two of them walk arm in arm, I couldn't help but sigh. It turns out the end of the world is just a repeating cycle.